YouTube? It's your boy, Young Equity Chris.
And it's your boy, Young Equity Devin. Let's get it.
All right, guys. There's a lot of talk about buy the dip, and we're going to throw out 2 recommendations for you in this video. First one up, Plug. Now, anybody that's been watching our channel for a while knows how much I love Plug. So Plug basically is a company that makes charging stations and provides charging solutions for grocery stores, neighborhoods, apartment complexes. So it's a place where people can charge their EVs. As we know, an EV explosion is on the way, and they are going to be one of the leaders in creating that infrastructure for charging vehicles. Right now, it's currently at about $40 right now a share. So I've seen it go as high as about $74 a share, and I think it only has room to go up from there. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think that. But see, here's my question. My thing is, do you think people are going to want to go to the store and then charge their car, and it takes about 30, 45 to an hour? I mean, think about how long it takes to charge the car. What are you going to do? Pull out a book or watch a Netflix series? Like, what do you think about that, man?
So I think in a perfect world, right?
Yeah.
I would go to HEB, do my normal grocery shopping, plug up my vehicle, take me 30, 45 minutes to go through their shop. Maybe I'll go, try to burn some time in there because I know my car has to charge. Therefore, that's an incentive for HEB to have these charging stations there, because that's going to be more time people being spend in the store to buy more groceries. So yeah, in an ideal situation, but the chargers that I dealt with back when I had my Tesla and I didn't have a home, they were pretty trash. I was using Blink, and for 1 hour I'll get 17 miles at best, and it'll charge me like $8. I was like, it's not worth it. I can't do anything with 17 miles. So me, a Tesla driver, I still think, and I think that the Tesla supercharger station will always be the best solution.
But yeah, I mean, to answer your other question, right? Is buying Plug power at $39, $40 a good move? And I would say, yeah, buying Plug around 35, if you can get it around that range, is perfect, but definitely 39 is a perfect dip to get in there. Like Chris mentioned, he saw it at 74. Chris has been in this play for about, 3-4 months now. So I would advise you guys to get into Plug. Anything that's around the EV sector is gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be parabolic, as they say. So definitely get involved with anything that's EV. But to go back to my point, man, I don't know. The only thing that I can think of is if I went to the club or something like that, and I plugged up my Tesla or my NIO whenever I get a NIO or a Lucid Air, whatever, and let that bad boy charge up. Cause I'm gonna be there for a couple hours, right?
So we whipping the Tesla to the club. You're not gonna delay the Tesla?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh, so now you come up with a new idea. Okay. So now the valet needs to have a charging station, a Plug power charging station. I see here. Yeah. Or you could have some type of coffee bar with a taco shop, and then you can have your Plug power right there. So not only are you getting money from the coffee, not only are you getting money from tacos, you can get money from EV charging. But, that's another topic for another day.
I think you're giving them too much game. You gotta charge them. The game is to be sold, not told. You're giving away too much free game. The moral of the story is Plug power. I say I'm gonna look into adding more into my portfolio. I already bought some of the dip, but if you're not a part of this play, this is a great time to get in, because in a year or two, you will be thanking me. But talking about Plug power, that brings us into our next play that you should buy the dip on. NIO, take this one.
Yeah, man. So NIO right now is sitting at $38, which is crazy. I don't know if you guys remember, but NIO was sitting around $7. Somebody had told me about NIO, and I was like, what is going on with that? Shout out to Rusty.
What up, Rusty?
What's going on, man? But yeah, so he told me about NIO, and when it was around $7, I wasn't, trying to get involved with it. But now it went from 7 all the way up to 55, sitting around 60. That's a crazy, 4 or 5x right there. So my thing is, I feel like at this point, buying NIO under 40 is a great value. I definitely think that NIO is going to continue to hit 100, but right now we're in a market crash. Some people said it was a correction, but I think it's a crash at this point. Anything that's over 20% is considered a crash, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
definitely get in under 40 if you can. We're also a part of a chat. You know, some guys are like, hey man, if it goes under 40, it's definitely a buy. So I advise you guys to get into NIO. And if you don't know what NIO is, Chris will let you guys know.
That is a Chinese EV company where they try to bring a bit of luxury into it too. You know, they try to have the nice vehicles, you know, really attractive, and they're nice looking cars. And they also have this technology where you can swap the battery. I am bearish on the idea of battery swapping. I just see a potential for issues, especially for the company, because now you're asking the company to take responsibility for the batteries and not the customer. I don't know how that's going to play out in the long term personally, but in the end, I think right now they have the biggest market share of EVs in China right now. So I think it's the company to go for. And the minute NIO start hitting US soil, you can definitely expect a boom for that company as well. So Devin, would you want to own your own battery or do a battery swap yourself?
I think the battery swap is probably the best idea because it gets you in and out, right? So if I go into a space and they swap my battery, it takes 5 minutes. I would not be sitting there trying to figure out how I can go get some coffee, or I can, you know, eat a taco on the side and pull out a magazine. Like what? Or, you know, look at my phone for a whole 45 minutes so my car can charge. I think that the battery swap idea is probably the best idea that EV companies could actually inherit. I think that's probably a good idea. I would definitely want to swap my battery.
I think it's only a good idea if you want to sell the battery. If I have a 2015 Tesla and now I want to go from a 75 kilowatt hour battery to 100.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. But if you're talking like I'm low on charge and I want to swap my battery, think about it, right? How feasible is it to have a whole bunch of places with a whole bunch of batteries on deck? These batteries are expensive, some of the most expensive parts of the vehicle. So I imagine if there is such a battery swapping station like they plan to have, there will be few and very far between. And all that time you could spend driving to that one location that may or may not have a battery that's swappable in stock, you can go to a Tesla supercharging station and charge up your battery in 30 minutes.
Yeah, but okay, think about this, right? Say we're going from Houston all the way up to New York.
Yes.
I would want to do a battery swap versus a Tesla supercharging station because I'm in and out in 5 to 10 minutes. Kind of similar what I would do in a gasoline station, right?
Okay, so how much would you be willing to pay for a car where you don't own the battery? Because without the battery, it's not a car. It's like owning a ice car without owning the gas tank.
Well, it's also similar to whenever you purchase a phone. They have options where you could lease the phone. So I love my iPhone. I use it all the time. And I was a part of the leasing program until I bought my phone outright. I didn't have a problem.
Okay.
I didn't have a problem with that.
Buying it outright, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
shout out.
well, some people they go through that and then they just swap it out or whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Some people just buy it outright. Anyway, the point is, I don't have a problem with leasing the battery because yes, the battery might function as an engine, but it stops you from getting in and out of charging it. Like if I have a battery charger at home and I want to go all the way to New York, as I mentioned, it would be easier if I could just swap it out.
Okay.
Right? That's a 5 to 10 minute thing versus an hour.
Would you have no fear of, battery care and battery degradation? Like, hey, I'm swapping this battery that I make sure I don't overcharge so I don't kill the battery cells over time. But now I'm getting it swapped for a battery that might have, low integrity. Do you not worry about that?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely something to worry about, but I'm sure as NIO is a growing company and they're always innovating, I'm sure that they're thinking about these things. They're going to probably, most likely, hopefully, swap out the same battery that you had with another battery that's similar. Why wouldn't they?
In integrity. Because I think it'll be cheaper to use old and used batteries.
Okay, this is my thing. I think that they're probably going to have some type of lawsuits that come out if they don't match the same battery that you bought. I don't see it being a problem. And I do see where there are problems that are ahead that we can think of. But I think NIO will answer all those questions. Just like Tesla had issues when they were coming out, right?
True.
And they had to answer all those questions.
Hey, you make a good point when you say that. Well, that is all we have for you today. NIO, plug power. Buy those dips if you can. But before you buy those dips, do your own research because I am not a financial advisor.
And I'm not an expert.
Catch you on the next video. Peace.